What would you think about more Leviathans? Or about more submarines? Or about weather? That might even be a thing in Subnautica. Let's take a look at that. Hey there and welcome back to another video. Now, the ranking of this video is solely based on my personal opinion, so you might not agree with some of it. And at number 10 of the top 10 features Subnautica needs, we have pets. Currently we have the cuddle or cute fish and the stalker, which can only be tamed temporarily. However, having some more pets to play with would be great. Imagine holding onto a rabbit ray and using it as a faster form of transportation. Or imagine taming a bone shark that defends you from other fish, or maybe even leviathans. There could even be some form of alien rabbit spawning on the floating island that you could tame and just have as a cute pet. You could even tame some sea treaders to farm sea treader poop. The possibilities are endless. There are of course reefback, crab snake, shocker and so on eggs, but they don't do anything or even follow you when they hatch, so I don't count them as pets. Coming in at number 9 we have Aurora expansions. The explorable area of the Aurora was already expanded in the past, however most of it is still inaccessible. Before the first expansion, the only explorable part was the engine room. But wouldn't it be cool to explore the Aurora's hangar or maybe even visit the bridge? Maybe we could even see the section from where the life pods were launched and get some more survival equipment. Now, I already made a video talking about the 7 Leviathans we have in the game, but what about the concept ones? There are many cool concept Leviathans that could make an appearance in the Void or in some other biomes. Of course, it would take a lot of coding work, but it would definitely be cool to see some of these, and it'll definitely increase the scare factor. We could maybe even have some of the dead Leviathans encased in ice and see what they looked like. And at number 7, we have something a big part of the community has asked for a very long time: multiplayer. Now, I personally would prefer co-op, but playing with a group of 3 to 5 people also sounds interesting. There's actually a mod for this. I've made a video talking about it a while ago and I've played with some other YouTubers as well. The mod is already working, although it still has some glitches. Inventories and base building are already synchronized and you can even have multiple people in a Cyclops. Now, base building in Subnautica has always been a little weird. We can't build multi-purpose rooms in the middle of foundations like the Degassi did. We can't attach vertical connectors to the middle of these rooms, and so on. Wouldn't it be cool to be able to combine 4 or 8 multi-purpose rooms into a big hall? Or to create stairs by rotating L corridors upwards? Or we could add a window on the top of the room, like in this concept art. Maybe we could even color bases or change the color of the lights inside. That would allow us to build some awesome bases. I mean, just look at this cool Cyclops stock. A lot of people have also requested more submarines, so coming in at number 5 we have the submarine concepts. There are various concepts ranging from these alternative Seamoth concepts to really cool submarine ones. Here we have the Draconis, for example. We don't know how big it is, but it definitely has an awesome design, and it doesn't have a bridge, but it does have 4 maybe life pod launchers. I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to be, but if it is, that's a cool feature. We also have the Manta, which is a lot bigger than a Cyclops. As you can see, this is a person. Compared to a Cyclops, yeah, I'd say about twice the size. It's probably called Manta because it resembles a manta ray with 2 wings, and it definitely looks like you can store a lot of stuff in that. There's also a concept art for the Atlas, as the community calls it, and a fan even made this cool 3D model of it. I'll put the link to the model in the description so you can check it out yourself. In this one you could easily fit a Cyclops, maybe even two. This is a video of the developer Minder showcasing the inside of the Atlas. As you can see, there's a lot of cool 3D holograms floating around. Here's one of the Atlas itself, and we're currently in the cockpit. This seems to be the main area with something like a scanner room in the middle, and back here you have the Seamoth dock. As you can see, it can fit two Seamoths inside of here, and here we have the lockers. This should be familiar to you because it's the same in the Cyclops. Here you can visit your Seamoths from below. And this looks like a life pod launching section to me, but I'm not sure if it is, but if it is, that's amazing. And this is the lower part of the bridge where you can exit or enter the Atlas. But of course you'd need a place to use it in, because going around in the safe shallows with this is not going to work. For example, there could be underwater floating islands in the void that you could only safely explore with the Manta. Or you could go to other volcanic craters, one of them for example being the ice biome. And that brings us to number 4, the Arctic biome. There's a document from the early versions of Subnautica which explains what an ice biome could look like. In this document you can for example see that it was planned to have snowstorms, a completely new landscape, cold snaps which stop you from being able to get air, hydrothermal vents, and even acid tumble mushrooms, which are pretty similar to normal acid mushrooms. It was of course planned to have multiple life forms in this biome, for example electric crystal spiders or swordfish. There were also a few new game mechanics such as drilling or a submarine icebreaker. It was also planned to be able to have bombs or a remote detonator. You could even have a laser to melt ice for fresh water and melt useful bioluminescent algae that grow on the ice. And this is also an art that is found in the document. I'm not sure if this is a concept art made for Subnautica or not, but it definitely looks awesome. Along with that, at number 3, we have the Twisty Bridge biome. This concept art shows what it was supposed to look like. As you can see, it is a very uneven biome with lots of trenches going everywhere. It has actually been in the game already, but that was in the early versions of the game and sadly removed. The second place is taken by the lily pad islands. This is another biome that was sadly scrapped. There would have been giant lily pads floating in and on top of the water, and quite some new life forms as well. There are actually some 3D models for it, for example this lily pad trunk, or the actual lily pads. And the thing I'd personally like to have in Subnautica the most, and that I think wouldn't take too much coding work, is weather. It's something that adds a lot of depth to a game. For example, a storm could cause your life pod to drift away, or being on land or on the surface of the ocean could be dangerous during a lightning storm. There was even a prototype for a weather system, but it was scrapped for unknown reasons. Is there anything you would like to see in Subnautica? Tell me in the comments below. Now thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like. Let's see if we can get 800 likes. And as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye!